Welcome back to the show. I know yesterday that a lot of people didn't like mixing in Ren with Pink Floyd or any other music when I do a Pink Floyd reaction. So from here on out, I'm not going to mix any music into my Pink Floyd reaction videos. But I will do other reaction videos throughout the day for those that want to hear other songs like Led Zeppelin, Radiohead, Tool, Tom McDonald, Ren. Those I will do separately on different reaction videos within the same day I drop a Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd was my genesis, where I started this channel in reacting to their videos in regards to who they are, what they do, how they became a band, which probably categorized them as being one of the greatest bands to ever do it. So basically, I'm not going to mix in any other reaction videos, even my own past music taste and genres I used to go through. I'm going to just do Pink Floyd reactions so I can become more and more familiar with Pink Floyd. Long story short though, I did consider Roger Waters. So much information I've been reading on Roger Waters. So many points of views that are controversial to one another. I don't want you guys to infight or, put Roger Waters on a pedestal or pull him off a pedestal. I just want some type of agreement in the Discord so that I can just realize who he was as a person. I did not know that his dad died in World War II and that his granddad died in World War I. That's unimaginable. His dad died when he was very young in war. And someone said that that may have played into him being the way he was as far as going against the political figures of his day. He dealt with a lot of things. It's just, look, you know what? That gives me a different understanding on the dark side of the moon. I'm a very open-hearted person. So when I see a person that has been troubled in such intensity throughout the earlier years, I do have a lot of compassion for the individual. The same way I had with Sid Barrett, everybody goes through their things in life, and we can't always look back to our past and blame our present or our future on it. We have to make changes. Sometimes wounds heal slow though. So I just want to get through the rest of this Live 8 concert. I don't know what other songs are left, but I want to finish up the Live 8 concert. And as always, I really appreciate all my subscribers that's been with me listening to Pink Floyd, showing me the ins and outs of Pink Floyd, the history of Pink Floyd, the developments of Pink Floyd, the environment that they were in while they first came into contact with Pink Floyd songs. So, I'm very appreciative to all my subscribers. It's just been a real journey going down this rabbit hole. Like I've used many of times before, staring off into this deep black abyss. It's just been a very eventful time going through the catalog of Pink Floyd. It's just been a colossal building of ideas in my mind. Very great. Very, very great. And to all those that are not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate your subscription if you choose to decide to subscribe to my channel. Very appreciated by me, it would be. Without further ado, let's get to the rest of Live 8 concert.
I
was very interesting. Wow. I did not know at first, when I first heard the song beforehand, that David Gilmour and Roger Waters wrote this together, and that this was one of the last songs that they wrote together before he left. And I believe that this song was written in 1980 or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say that I do know, but I believe that it was part of Hey You. This is one of like the most interesting songs ever because it has a concept in it, whereas the younger self grew into a mature man that has become comfortably numb with the pain and heartaches of one's past, or going through, like, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, whatever pain it may be upon that horizon. As a person fades further and further away from life itself that we know on earth, the years that we've been here on earth walking about, I think that Pink Floyd, I'm telling you right now, Pink Floyd is one of the deepest bands ever. They're like a sinkhole that just opens up and swallows all its inhabitants, swallows them. That's why I'm so leery on just going so far into Pink Floyd. Then I become lost in the wilderness of, like I said before, greatness. You're in the wilderness of greatness, and you're trying to gather all this material, all this musical genius, and bring it back to the listeners and try to disseminate it in front of them so that they can get a better understanding of who Pink Floyd is. This is not an easy task for anybody. One of the greatest bands ever to do it. To ever do it. Like I said in one of my earlier reaction videos, I draw a line in the sand and I say that this is the greatest band to do it this way. And then I challenge the person to show me someone better than this band, Pink Floyd. I mean, other people have mentioned in the comment section that there's other bands like Led Zeppelin, Tool, Radiohead, a lot of other bands that they've mentioned, a lot of other artists that they mentioned, that maybe are relatable to Pink Floyd, but I just don't see them being as influential in their product of music performance, whether it's in the studio or on the stage. I think that Pink Floyd just hits another plateau, hits another level, another staircase seems to open up that one thought was the zenith, the apex. Oh, this has to be the apex. This has to be the point of the pyramid. But no, they shoot off into the Orion's belt. You know what I mean? They go off into like a different star system. Like I said, they're out of this galaxy. They're out of this universe. They have a parallel universe to themselves. And then they just somehow transition from dimension to dimension, from dimension to dimension, from dimension to dimension, and just does it back and forth until they, accomplish what they set out to do from the beginning. I just can't say enough about Pink Floyd. Just can't say enough about these guys. I just can't. But the portrait that I drew up of Roger Waters, he brought it up in the comment section. His name is Francis. Just do as I've asked you in the response or in my reply, and I will try to get it to you as soon as possible. Like I told all my other subscribers, all my other viewers, if you want to get a copy of those particular portraits that I drew of Syd Barrett, David Gilmour, or Roger Waters, just go to my channel page. Go to my channel page, press that bio link, and it'll lead you to my merch store. And once you get there, you can choose whichever portrait copy you want. I'm going to try to put them on the plaque boards. I think there are plaque boards and stickers and stuff like that. I could put them on, or poster boards, I should say, and stickers I could put them on. and that should lower the price. I'm trying to get them as cheap as possible so you guys can acquire one if you choose to acquire one. But I really appreciate all my subscribers. Y'all been the greatest. Y'all been the greatest, sticking with me and correcting me when I'm wrong, but sticking up for me at the same time, showing me love and consideration. It's just that there's not enough things that I could say in regards to my appreciation towards all my subscribers. And to those that are not subscribed, I would really appreciate your subscription. Leave a like, share this video, and until next time, deuces.